Hey, second graders, it's Miss Barnett. We're going to do this worksheet on similes and metaphors together. A metaphor compares two things, usually with the word is. A simile also compares two different things, but uses words such as like or as. Look at each of the following sentences and answer the questions below. For our example, it says, "Our class is a buzzing beehive today," which actually is also an alliteration. This is a metaphor. This means A, our class is especially busy today, or B, a bee got into our classroom. If our class is a buzzing beehive today, it means that our class is especially busy today. We're all working very hard. We know that it's a metaphor because it uses is to compare class and the beehive. So it doesn't have like or as to make this comparison. We know that it's not B, a bee got into our classroom, because this is figurative language, not literal language. Literal means exactly as you say it. So a bee didn't really get into the classroom. It just means that we're working really hard like a beehive. Number 1, let's try this one together. When I read, I want you to look for the key words. Does it have is, like, or as? And is it comparing two things? It says, "The assembly was like watching grass grow." This is a simile or metaphor. Let's figure that part out first. See if you can find the key word. You may have seen that it has like in it, which makes it a simile. It's comparing the assembly to watching grass grow. And because it has like, it's a simile. This means A, not very much happened at the assembly, or B, the assembly was green. Well, if we were to go outside and watch grass grow, nothing much would happen. It's not like the grass grows super quickly. So A, not very much happened at the assembly. Number 2 says, "His hands were as cold as ice." This is a simile or a metaphor. See if you can find a key word. You might have noticed that it has as in it. That makes it a simile. His hands were as cold as ice. This means A, his hands were wet, or B, his hands were extremely cold. What it actually means is B, his hands were extremely cold. If his hands were as cold as ice, it doesn't mean that his hands were wet. It just means that they're very, very cold. Sometimes on a winter day, you might go outside without gloves and your hands will feel as cold as ice. That's a kind of simile that you would use. Number 3 says, "The kitten is a fluffy cloud." This is a simile or metaphor. Look for a key word to see. This sentence does not have a like or as, and it compares a kitten to a fluffy cloud. Because it doesn't have a like or as, we know that it is not a simile. But it also has is, which makes us think that it is a metaphor, and it is a metaphor. This means A, the kitten is furry and white, or B, the kitten sleeps all day. The answer is A, the kitten is furry and white. The fur must be very fluffy, and a cloud is white, and so is the kitten. Number 4, "I'm as hungry as a bear." This is a simile or metaphor. Why don't you look for the key words right now? Does it have is, like, or as? It has as, which makes it a simile. I'm as hungry as a bear. This means I'm not very hungry, or B, I'm really hungry. Bears are known for being very hungry animals. You don't want to get in a bear's way when it is ready to eat. So your answer would be B, I'm really hungry. If you say I'm hungry as a bear, you are ready for dinner or breakfast or lunch, whatever it might be. So I hope that this activity helped you to understand similes and metaphors a little bit better. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.